All right, thanks for coming to flatlanderoffroad.com. Let's get those door struts installed. We're going to go through the instruction manual step by step. I'll have each step listed up in the corner of the video so you can easily page through the video, scroll back and forth to find the step you need. Let's get started. We will be going through the installation pretty thoroughly, but here are a couple things I want you to be sure to get correct. The 3 holes here on the door bracket need to be mounted closer to the front of the door, and they need to be up higher than the mounting bolts. So the ball stud points down, and then the strut, the cylinder end, needs to attach to that door bracket ball stud. The rod end needs to go back here to the pillar bracket. That's very important to the function of the door strut. In the rear, the door bracket needs to be mounted to the front corner of the door. It wraps around the front corner of the window opening. And again, the rod end needs to be mounted to the pillar bracket, the cylinder end to the door bracket. All right, step 1, make sure the vehicle's in park. Roll down your windows to prevent any damage to the glass during installation, and remove the key. Step 2, remove the rear glass panel by rotating each of the upper handles 90 degrees to the left. Be careful because the glass will tip out after those handles are turned. And then just go ahead and lift the glass out of the way and set it aside. All right, step 3, you're going to install the ball studs using the black nut to each of the 4 brackets. The rear bracket, the ball stud's going to be pointing up. Each of the door brackets, the ball stud's going to be pointing down. So step number 4, using a T40 star bit, remove the bolt holding the rubber strap to the door. Keep this T40 bolt, we'll be reusing that later. And then the rubber strap can just be removed from the other mounting bolt through the slot. There are 6 body clip locations holding the upper door panel together to the door frame. We're going to take out all 6 of those. The center of the body clip turns out partially with a Phillips head screwdriver. And once you turn it out far enough to grab it with your fingers, you just take the center of the body clip out. The rest of the body clip will come out when we remove the inner part of the door panel. It'll just come out with the panel. Step 6, remove the upper part of the weather stripping just by pulling it loose. Leave the bottom of the weather stripping attached. It's going to make it easier to install it later. Now remove the upper part of the inner door frame by pulling it loose and then lifting it off of the lower door covering. Set that aside. Step 8, cover the window opening with some rags before you start drilling holes. And then you're going to drill out the top 2 body clip holes on the steel inner frame of the door with the 23/64 drill bit. The size of this hole is pretty critical because if it's too large, the rivet nut won't hold well. So be sure to get a 23/64 drill bit. So next you're going to install the rivet nuts into each of the 2 holes you just drilled out. So you're going to need an M6 mandrel. So if you need to buy a rivet gun to do this job, make sure that it's a metric. You have a metric set of mandrels. First, just finger tight, mount the rivet nut onto the tool with the handle open. Fully seat the rivet nut flange to the door frame. Then you're going to squeeze, release the pressure. You're going to use the knurled end to thread back into the rivet nut solidly. You're going to squeeze again, and you're going to repeat that process until it gets solid. And you'll feel the difference once it tightens up. Then you'll know it's fully seated. Right there. And then just use the knurled end, and it helps to squeeze the handle a little bit to release the pressure. The knurled end will turn easy then. to turn the mandrel out of the rivet nut. And repeat for the second hole. Using your 1/2-inch drill bit, you're going to enlarge the 2 upper holes in the upper door panel we removed earlier. Just clean out the holes. So next we're going to install the upper door panel again. First, align it with the lower door panel. Press it down into place, and then push each of the body clips into the holes. After the body clips are in the holes, just press the center of the body clip back in by hand. You don't need a Phillips screwdriver for this part. And then reinstall the weather stripping by pressing it back into the channel around the door. We're going to reinstall the T40 bolt that we removed earlier that was holding the rubber strap to the door. This time we're going to turn it in past its original depth. It's going to be a little bit more resistance as you go past the original depth. Only tighten until it's flush with the plastic. Then you're going to take the small aluminum spacer and you're going to insert one into each of the holes, the 1/2-inch holes that you drilled out earlier. And then you want to assemble the hardware in the door bracket. Line up and start each of the bolts by hand to hold the bracket in place on the door. The upper door panel does move slightly, so if the holes don't line up enough, just move the door panel in place to get it to line up so you can start those bolts. Tighten only until the spacers and everything are snug together. Don't over tighten. Now we're done with the door bracket install. We're going to remove the nut and shoulder bolt holding the shoulder seatbelt mount to the frame. So be careful when you're removing the shoulder bolt because there's a bushing between the plastic cover and the frame of the vehicle. So be sure to keep that bushing. We'll reuse that when we reinstall the shoulder mount. Here's the bushing right here. Next, we're going to remove the T40 bolt and spacer and the 10mm nut on the backside. The bolt and spacer won't be reused. The nut on the backside will be reused. So now this is the front of the cover for the shoulder mount for the seatbelt. We want to cut this opening in the back larger. So just take a piece of cardboard or even the corner of a piece of cardboard, stick that in there so it makes it easier for you so you don't cut all the way through. Use the stencil that we provided. Line that up with the hole and place that right on the plastic and then cut around that with a utility knife. Don't worry about getting it exact, but get it at least as large and try to get it as close as you can to the stencil shape. It's going to reduce the thickness that that shoulder bolt has to span to allow you to tighten the shoulder bolt fully. So just discard the part that you cut out. Let's go reinstall the shoulder mount. We're going to install the rear bracket by first installing the M6, the shorter M6 bolt that's supplied in the hardware kit. And we're going to reuse the 10mm nut that we took off from this location before. I've taped the nut to the wrench so it's easier to line up. We'll line that up and just finger tight the bolt in place. And then when you tighten this one, leave it a little bit loose so we can line up the lower bolt, or the holes for the shoulder bolt later, just like that. We're going to replace the seatbelt shoulder mount by first putting the plastic cover back over. And remember, we cut the hole larger on the rear, so we're going to make sure that's oriented correctly. Next, we're going to replace the shoulder bolt fully seated through the metal bracket, and then we're going to put that thin bushing back in place, and then put it back into the hole and finger tight the original nut back onto the shoulder bolt. And then we're going to torque that to 40 foot-pounds. Once you have the shoulder bolt torqued to 40 foot-pounds, then you can tighten up the M6 bolt that we left loose earlier. If you're installing on a J channel or the front doors of a crew, then the pillar brackets are going to be the same for the left and the right. If you're installing on a boxed crossmember, then the pillar brackets are going to be specific to the left and the right, and they're going to be labeled on the back. We're installing on the driver's side, so we're going to be installing this left bracket. So we're going to remove the bolt that held the rubber strap on. Going to need a 10mm socket and a T40, and just get that loose, but don't remove it fully yet. You're going to need a magnet, a strong magnet that will fit in the hole to attach to that 10mm nut so it doesn't fall down the cross member. This would work with a magnetic socket, or if you don't have any of that, you could put a piece of tape inside of your socket and ram it onto that 10mm nut so it doesn't get lost down the cross member. So, and now using a 16 and an 18mm socket, you're going to remove the seat belt from the cross member. Get it loose enough so you can just turn the bolt by hand. Push the bolt in so you can reach the nut on the back and it won't fall into the cross member when it comes completely off the bolt. Then you're going to use one of the shorter bolts that are included in the hardware kit, and you're going to insert that into the small hole. And you're going to take your magnet and the 10mm nut that you removed earlier, and you're going to put that into the hole in the rear of the cross member, and then you're going to finger tighten the bolt into the nut. Once it's finger tight, you're going to remove the magnet, and using a 10mm socket, you're going to finish tightening it up fully. As you tighten, make sure that the two larger holes on the bottom, the bracket and the cross member, are lined up. And you're going to reassemble your seat belt assembly. By putting the bracket inside the plastic sleeve, and then you're going to take your shoulder bolt, put it through, and then you're going to put your fiber washer back on. And that bolt's going to go through the hole, and then you're going to be able to, with this bolt fully seated, you shouldn't have to worry about losing this nut down the cross member. You should be able to put that on there finger tight. And then you can fully tighten it. The rear door bracket gets installed in the same way as the front door bracket. You remove all the body clips from the upper inner door panel, and then there is an additional screw here that needs to be removed also before you can remove that upper door panel. And then you drill out the same holes as you did on the front, 1/2 inch in the plastic and 23/64 into the steel inner frame. Install the rivet nuts, and then the bracket is installed the same way. The spacers for the 2 holes here are the same depth in the rear. On the front there's a thicker and a thinner. Other than that, the mounting is all the same. That needs to press the strut onto the ball. Next step, reinstall the rear glass panel. Make sure that the glass is centered from left to right. So now we're going to try out the door to make sure it works properly. Just release the handle and let the strut support the door. Just like that. Now repeat the steps on the other side. Go strut your head.